Let me quietly tell you the story of Goguryeo, an ancient and the often forgotten kingdom of Korea. Tonight, let us step away from the tales of battles and the conquests and the journey into the heart of its serene daily life. Imagine a land nestled among high mountains, dense forests, and the clear, flowing rivers. This kingdom was a tapestry of peaceful villages where people lived in deep harmony with the natural world around them. As the first light of dawn broke over the peaks, the songs of birds would echo through the valleys. A gentle alarm clock for the kingdom. Children, with small clay pots in hand, would make their way to the streams, their laughter mixing with the sound of rushing water. In the evenings, as the stars began to blanket the sky, adults would gather, sharing myths and legends in quiet, hushed tones under the soft starlight. The kings of Goguryeo were called sons of heaven, and alongside their brave warriors, they protected the kingdom. But our story today is not about war. It's about the tranquil rhythm of daily existence, the culture and the traditions woven into the fairy fabric of Goguryeo life. Picture the farmers, working their fields under a gentle, nurturing sun. Their hands, calloused from years of toil, moved with a practiced grace, tending to the crops that sustained their families and the kingdom. In the villages, artisans, with remarkable skill, built sturdy houses and formidable fortresses from wood and stone. This wasn't just construction, it was a passing down of delicate craftsmanship, an art form that preserved their culture in every beam and block. High in the mountains, temples stood as silent sentinels. As night fell, the soft, warm light from lanterns would illuminate the darkness, casting dancing shadows on the walls. The wind, a constant companion, would slowly brush through the trees, its whispers carrying ancient secrets and the traditions through the sacred grounds. People would come here to find peace, to meditate, and to connect with something greater than themselves. During the day, life hummed with a quiet energy. By the river banks, you could see people weaving intricate patterns into cloth, their looms clicking in a steady, calming rhythm. Potters shaped clay with focused intent, their hands transforming humble earth into beautiful, functional vessels. As they worked, they shared stories, their voices a gentle murmur against the backdrop of nature. Traveling merchants walked along well-trodden stone paths, their eyes gazing at the distant, mist-shrouded mountains, feeling a profound sense of calm and perspective on their long journeys. In every small village, the air was filled with life's simple sounds, the joyful laughter of children playing games, the soft bleating of sheep and the clucking of chickens. It was a symphony of a community at peace. As the seasons cycled through their timeless dance of birth, growth, and rest, the kingdom evolved. Music and dance, rituals and festivals became integral parts of daily life, marking the passage of time and celebrating the gifts of the earth. Every evening, a collective pause would settle over the land. People would stop their work to watch the sky blaze with the fiery colors of sunset, a daily masterpiece painted across the heavens. In these moments, they reflected on the wisdom and the stories of their ancestors, feeling a deep connection to the generations that came before them. As twilight deepened and the moon ascended, children would lie on their backs, their eyes wide with wonder, tracing constellations in the night sky and recalling the old legends their grandparents had taught them. Adults, in turn, passed down the essential lessons of life about respect, community, and the unwritten laws of nature to the next generation. The people of Goguryeo were keenly attuned to their environment. They noticed the smallest changes in the mountains, the rivers, and the fields. This sensitivity wasn't just practical, it was spiritual. They understood that they were part of the natural world, not separate from it, and they lived their lives in a way that honored the sacred balance. At the very heart of the kingdom stood a grand fortress, a symbol of strength and stability. But inside its walls, the atmosphere was one of quiet deliberation. The king and his ministers held their meetings not to plot wars or conquests, but to govern the land with a gentle hand. Their priorities were the well-being of the people, the success of the harvest, the flourishing of culture, and the spread of education. They oversaw the construction of roads that weren't just for armies, but for connecting small villages and towns, weaving the kingdom together into a unified, peaceful whole. At night, when the moon cast its silvery light upon the stone paths, a gentle breeze would blow through the sleeping kingdom. It was a time of profound tranquility, as the entire realm fell into a peaceful slumber, recharging for the day to come. The people of Goguryeo were also keen observers of the heavens. They charted the stars and the sky to plan their farming cycles and guide their daily lives. The movements of the constellations and the phases of the moon were their calendar and their clock, helping them live in perfect sync with the changing seasons. In temples and shrines scattered across the land, the day would often end with quiet prayers and meditation. Monks and lay people alike would listen to the sounds of nature, the chirp of a cricket, the rustle of leaves, using these simple sounds to purify their minds and find inner stillness. Even in the smallest, most ordinary moments, the people of Goguryeo found reasons for gratitude and tranquility. They prepared for sleep under the soft, watchful glow of the moon, their hearts at ease. The kingdom was also dotted with small, serene ponds and carefully tended forest gardens. These were places of refuge, where people could walk quietly, meditate, and feel their connection to nature deepen. Children learned about the world not just from scrolls, but by observing the intricate veins on a leaf or the delicate petals of a flower during these peaceful walks. Adults would use these moments to reflect, to share philosophical stories, and to end their day in a state of harmony with the world around them. Each village, with its unique rhythm, was a vital part of the whole. These communities were connected not just by roads, but by a shared way of life, a collective commitment to peace and simplicity. It was this quiet life that united the kingdom, giving it a strength that was deeper and more enduring than any fortress wall. Centuries have passed. The kings and the warriors of Goguryeo have long since vanished into the mists of time, but their spirit lives on. Their culture, their daily life, and their peaceful way of being still breathe through the mountains and the rivers, the ancient stone paths and the temple ruins. So tonight, as we bring this journey to a close, let's imagine the profound calm of Goguryeo. Let's rest for a moment with the serene, steady breath of this ancient kingdom, and allow it to guide you as into the deep, restorative world of dreams. In the quiet nights of Goguryeo, where nature and the humans, sky and the earth existed in perfect harmony, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and find the peace within yourself. Thank you for joining me on this peaceful journey back in time. If you enjoyed this story, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more quiet explorations into history. Sleep well.